Hola, hola! Welcome to another episode of Out of Bacon. I am your glorious host, Tanya. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about gardening. Absolutely. We want to put these things into the ground because, again, it's kind of late. It's the end of May, for crying out loud. We should have a fully going garden blooming and enjoying all this free rain that we've had recently and whatever else. But let's talk about the trauma response that I'm dealing with, and maybe many of you others are, which is procrastination. Did you know that that's actually a trauma response? Maybe you're suffering from perfectionism. Oh boy, I'm not ready to do it perfectly, so I'm not ready to do it at all. So you're trying to delay that. Maybe you have fear of failure or even fear of success. All of that has to do with procrastination. My problem, what I deal with, because from my trauma, my severe trauma that I've dealt with before, that I've talked about and alluded to before, is it's my anxiety gets triggered because I have this feeling of overwhelm, because it's not the putting the plants in the ground part that gets to me. That's the fun part. Mine is the preparation, because again, remember, I spent an entire year or more getting over this. So my garden is kind of gone wild. So, and for my preparation, I can't put these plants in the ground the way it is or was. I've been working at it. I took the hoe out, started hacking away at some of the weeds that were out there, fighting back blackberry bushes. I've done some of that. I've taken the rake to try and pull up some of those weeds and everything else. Done some of that, but I'm just not ready yet. First things first, this is what happens when you let your growing area sit for a year. As I said, my trauma affected me in such a way that I completely decided not to garden at all, even though it's one of my favorite things to do. But it hit me so hard. I was essentially recovering myself. I was trying to put myself back together again, trying to figure out who I was, how to function, how to breathe, how to stop my hands from shaking. So I'm going to be clearing this out before we do anything. But again, the sun is still out. We have time to do this. I'm sure the mosquitoes are out too. But, you know, if I wanted to get this done before the mosquitoes were out, I could have done it earlier. We'll get to that. So first things first, clear the deck. Then we'll pull all of whatever those are out of my tomato baskets and then put the tomatoes in there and the tomatillos. It'll be glorious. All right, hold tight. This is the good thing about buckets, about putting your things in buckets, is that it's so much easier to weed because you don't have the things that are already in the ground, especially if you're trying to clear out a plane of grass that was grass before and trying to make it into a garden. It's kind of an uphill battle because you've got to fight all the grass and then you've got to fight all the other weeds that are coming in there, which in my yard is a lot. Oh, look at this. Watch this. Look at all this webbing of things that were landed in my bucket. And see, look at that. I can pull all that up. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's perfect because that's about as much dirt as you want to get rid of. In any bucket, you want to get rid of like about that much dirt. Anyway, the top third or so, and put that in with fresh, fully, composted, lots of vitamins, kind of soil for your new plants that are going to go in. So that's actually really perfect. So if you're going to have a web of weeds, get rid of them all. Get rid of the whole top portion. Sadly, ooh. Oh, I wonder. This is the hard part because this is also where my chives grew and I can't quite tell what these were. Let's see. Not chives. So we can feel good about just pulling all this crap up, which is fine. We're going to get rid of that amount of dirt. God, oh, look at how lush and beautiful this is. Oh, so great. Oh, it's all coming up in this big web of weed roots, which is great. We could just sort of throw this dirt off to the side. It's all going to end up in a burn pile. We can take the dirt with us. A little bit of ash is good for your plants. So if you have some ash from your wood stove or whatever have you. Ugh. Oh, yes, keep the rocks in. Keep the rocks in. Those will help your drainage. So throw a few rocks in your buckets if you have them. Good handful of rocks. Good. Look at that. Holy moly. That's about perfect. Beautiful. Marvelous. Okay. And if you have some of those leaves in there, that's great too, because those are all going to degrade. And all that nutrients are going to go right back into your soil. So perfect. Cool. I'm just going to go ahead and do the other one real quick. And we'll get that one cleaned out, and then we can plant some tomatoes. Hey, make my goal. Make my goal. That's the whole point, right? We're trying to fight procrastination. So we're going to chunk everything down into obtainable goals. Okay, so if all of this is just way too much, and you're like, oh my God, I can't. Yeah, you can't. You can't do all of this maybe in one day. And that's okay. So we're going to do the patio first. We're going to take care of the patio, and we're going to come back and do the rest of the day. We're going to fight mosquitoes while doing it. Yeah. I think that's Herb Robert, if I remember correctly. It's kind of an annoying little weed. It's very pretty, don't you think? Look at all the purple. So it's very pretty. But it grows like crazy, and it'll spread all over the place, as you can see here. So it's quite challenging to get rid of if you get, like, say, in an actual bed or something instead of a bucket. And a bucket's easy. And yeah, let's see if we can get rid of this other one. You guys can see me. You see me and see that. Okay. Well, that's the end of my gardening line. The second one over here. So I have 2 buckets for my tomatoes. I might actually go back and get another tomato, because I usually have like 3 in this set, but I thought, because it didn't grow as big, so I thought maybe I'd keep it down to 2, which means I need another tomato. This one's my Tomatillo. It's going to go over there into that bucket, so I actually have 3 buckets to clear out. So we'll hold on to that right there. Okay, I want you to pay attention to this one. This one's really fascinating. This is a battle I fight every stinking year with this one chipmunk. And I see him when I'm sitting inside and I'm looking out the window, looking out the door, and I see him every time shove a walnut into my planter. That is a walnut tree, y'all. Because that, can you see it? Way up there is a walnut tree. Black walnut tree. And the chipmunks and squirrels need to stuff them away someplace. So what a better place than in my planter? And we fight all the time, all year long. It's always the same dang chipmunk every time. Every time. Okay. We're going to keep pulling, because you can kind of hear the tearing as I pull up. That's me ripping through the roots of this nasty herb Robert. Don't like it. This nasty weed, in case I'm wrong on that. Pretty sure it's herb Robert. See? Hold on. See? It's a walnut shell. Little bugger. And it's cracked open. So, of course, it has to grow out now. Okay. I'm going to dig and dig and dig until we stop hearing that tearing. And then, good. Feels really good. There's some more over here, so keep pulling the top up. We don't want to fight that herb Robert the whole time. I'm going to put this nice strong tomato into this bucket. We're going to put that wilted tomato up with the grate that I have, if you can see that. Maybe? Yes, good shot. Okay, so we're going to put that wilted one in there because it obviously already needs some support. So we're going to start there. Look at that root, that stem there. I imagine it just got so big that it fell over. I don't know. We're going to have to treat it with some tender loving care. I always go organic. This is Miracle Grow Organic. Don't worry, we'll talk fertilizer in just a second. Just get in here with 2 hands. I'm just going to try and get this up about the same height that it was with all the weeds in there. About 1/3 of the bucket. Good. Outside chair, doesn't matter. And we're not filling the whole thing because then where's your plant's gonna go? Because we're gonna move things around. Okay. So now we're gonna be able to get our beautiful hole there. Be nice and easy. Good. Good. Now, for tomatoes especially, the next secret. Before we plant this plant, this poor little plant that's falling over, too big for a container. I probably should have gotten a different one, but whatever. There's a nice big handful of bone meal. Put that right in the hole. Right in the hole. Loosen the roots and be very gentle with this plant because it's already kind of fallen over a little bit. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Toss those because you're going to use those again and again and again and again. Now, we can't just stick them in just that way because oftentimes, especially plants that have grown, I bought this from the farmer's market and these are, local farmers and things like that. So I don't think that we got any root binding because they haven't been in. As you can see, nothing is turning orange or anything like that. So we're just going to loosen it. Just kind of break it up a little bit. It's okay. It's falling onto the patio. It's all going to be swept up later. I promise. Just loosen up the roots a little bit. See, so they're hanging. Want them to be nice and free. Good. Free the roots. Free the roots. Good. And for this one, especially, we're going to go a little bit over the top of that bend that's in it. We're going to bury it a little bit further. We're going to also going to break off any of the leaves or anything that might be and get you in a better place. I tell you, sometimes crew of one is a bit of a challenge. but any of the leaves or anything that are going to be basically smothered by the soil, you want to take those off. Yeah, try and take those off. Try and be, as careful and kind as you can. But go ahead and take them all the way off. That way, it's basically starting where the soil is. I really want to get you guys a better shot. And the sun is going down because I waited too long. These are my procrastination songs. What do you think? See? And this one I learned while I was volunteering at a prairie conservation. My gosh, we're running out of sunlight for sure. Is push it down. Push the soil down around the bottom. So we're going to go a little bit higher with this one because it needs support. Okay. Good. And push it down means like there's no air holes or anything like that too. Okay. I have a little stick here for support. So for right now, as small as it is, we're not going to wrap it up with any of these, but we will as it gets bigger. Okay. As it gets taller, we're going to come out and check on it all the time. All right, let's go. Come on, guys. Look, we've got one tomato in the ground. Yeah! Woohoo! Dig another hole for the next tomato. I'm keeping them close to the support. Gosh, it's dark. I'm so sorry. But we're going to get this done before the sun goes down entirely. I just live, like I said, 3 cedar trees. So, I mean, I have the walnut tree right here, but there's a cedar tree just a little bit further past that. Oh, look, a roly-poly. Yay. That can always bring us happiness. Bone meal. 1 handful of bone meal. Boom, right there. What do we do with this guy? What do we do? Do you remember? You're right. We go ahead and massage the sides so it'll come out easily. Right. We're not going to pull. That's not treating your plant very carefully, is it? We're going to just kind of pour. And we might pull slightly if we need to pull. You know what? I almost forgot its tag. Go ahead and put its tag right in there. So I'm like, which tomato was that? Not that it matters because the tomato is a tomato. Unless I have the Goliath. Oh shoot, this is a tomatillo. Dang it, Tanya. That one goes over here. Tomatillo. Good thing I had the tag, you see? That's why it's important. There we go. Try again. Round 2, 3, 4, 5. I lost count. Brandywine. Yum. These are good, tasty tomatoes. Nice and juicy red. This will be a good mate for our one in recovery. Okay. Don't forget, shake up the roots a little bit. This one's got its tag right here, so I'm just going to keep it together. And down into the hole it goes. Oh, I wish you guys could see this better. Down into, and now it's dark. Okay. Brandywine. Keep that tag right there. Oh, no wonder it's so big. This is the Goliath. Okay. Well, some big, juicy tomatoes. All right, and then don't forget, push it. Whoops. There's the tag. Push it all the way down so we don't have any air pockets. Anything like that. Good. Okay, so we got a Goliath and a Brandywine. Hopefully they will make good pairs. Okay, one more tomato and then a tomatillo, and then we are done for today and we have met our goal. Yes, yes. I know it's not, it's a meager goal, but dang it, it's a goal nonetheless. We have got 2 plants out of our 11, 12, 13. 2 out of our 13 have gone into the ground that will not die today. First, we're gonna plant the lettuce. Look at that. An extra piece for my deck, but it'll help my tomatoes. Then it's doing its job. Okay, we're gonna move this and dig the hole over here. You can't see any of this because it's happening in the dark. I'm so sorry. See, procrastination. I'm going to get better about this, just simply for that, for you. You know, that is something that's great about this. Hopefully you're getting something awesome from it. But you know what I'm getting? Responsibility. It's hard when I'm like responsible for myself. I can let things slide. But if I have responsibility to you or to my son, like I could do the most amazing things when I was raising my kid. It was strange. But then, you know, now that he's grown and husband's gone and whatever, he's kind of just been slacking. Of course, I mean, I've been recovering from massive trauma, so I'm going to have to give myself a little bit of cred for that. Right here, look at that. Okay, cool, better. See, oh, nice, it's in shadow. Cool, I can make puppets or something, finger puppets. So I'm going to pull these that are going to, you know, once they get covered in soil, these are going to be drowning. So I'm going to pull them right off. Gently, so you don't want to damage the stem. So yay, it's got a lot of leaves, that's fantastic, but these are all going to be covered by soil, so we're going to just pull those off. All the way to about there. See? Good, because the soil is going to come right to about here. Yep. I promise my next gardening class will be in the daylight. How about that? I will make them. But I'm trying to do this before the sun goes down entirely. We just have to be on the shady side of my house. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're going to massage this really quickly. Massage the roots. Massage the roots. Oh, and then down it goes. Ah. Na-na-na. I'm not going to take that one off. There we go. Okay, cover. The tag up so I can see what it is. What is it? It is a Moscovich tomato. No idea. That one I have no experience with. Don't get mad at it because it's Russian. Can be so delicious. Good. I'm gonna push that all the way down. We got one more, and then we've hit our goal. Yes, it's the tomatillo, and you can't see me, and I'm sorry, I'm existing in shadow. Ah, look at, would you believe that? There's actually daylight. It really is just this shady on my deck. Oh, yes, totally. Alrighty, tomatillo it is. Remember, for our salsa, we'll need all of these. Tomatoes, tomatillos. Ooh, you know what I should use my other buckets for? Jalapenos, or serranos, or Anaheims, or, I don't know, any other kind of pepper. I have no lighting options. I'm so sorry. Okay. Quick. Dig the hole. I might pick up another tomatillo just for pollination purposes. I can't remember if I can look it up. I was studying with the Master Gardeners program. We didn't do this in the dark, I promise. I was studying with them, but then all hell broke loose and I stopped. I actually have. I'll show you the next time. But my project is actually sitting over there. It's all strawberries. I made 1, 2, 3 different self-watering buckets, and they're self-watering. It's kind of cool, so I can show you how to do that too. It'd be awesome. Okay, sorry guys, I'm so sorry. All right, see, if I did purchase a tripod with a light on it, but that one would actually show up. I'm off better today. but it's not. So here we are. There, now I got some topsoil. Here comes the bone meal. Push it all the way down. And these things get so tall. My gosh, taller than those braces. So tall. Tomorrow morning, I come and take a picture. We come take a little bit of filming in the morning, and I can show you what I did in the dusk and darkness. And you can see what it looks like, because sorry that the sun went down behind my house. Procrastination is a bitch, you know? It's the sad thing too, because with procrastination, it's not that I don't want to do these things. I want to do them. I just can't get myself to do them. Maybe you're there where something that you wanted to do, maybe you wanted to clean out the kids' room. You know, they're grown now. Maybe there was a children's room that you're trying to clean out, make it into a guest room. Maybe you tried to clean out the pantry. Maybe you guys have all moved to a paleo diet or something, so you're getting rid of all your carbs or something like that, or clean out the garage, or whatever the project might be that you're kind of holding on to and can't seem to get done. You know, I get it. It's real. And maybe you used to be so organized and you used to be so on top of things, and now suddenly you're not. Honey, that's trauma. Okay. So we need to give ourselves a break. Yes. Recognize that you're having a trauma response. Recognize that you're not going to be your 100 right now. I mean, America is not our 100 right now, right? The whole world is undergoing the same thing. So we can give ourselves a break, but we can't be stuck in this. We have to get ourselves up. We have to do something. We can break this down into small pieces. Maybe you don't go through the whole pantry. Maybe you're just going to go through that top shelf. And that's okay. You know, if that's all you can muster, you know why it's okay? It's more than you did yesterday, right? I mean, look, I just put 1, 2, 3, 4 plants into the ground today. There we have them, my darlings. Now we can see the plants that I actually put into the ground yesterday, which, you know, when the sun went down and everything got super dark on the dark side of my house, you couldn't see them because there wasn't enough light for the camera to pick up. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4 plants we put into the ground. Look at that. Looks like the rain got it last night. So we're going to look at what we have here. So we have 3 tomatoes. We have a Muscovich tomato. A Muscovich tomato here. Come on, show. Muscovich tomato. We have a Brandywine tomato right here. And we have a Goliath. I've never grown one of these. I can't wait to see how big it turns out. And then of course, my favorite, the Tomatillo. So these plants are planted and secure. Now the reason, we got some rain last night, so it looks nice and damp over here. My puppy is trying to break loose. She's not even my puppy, I'm just babysitting. So if you want to know if we should add any more water, because this is really dry here on the top, but a clue about whether or not you should add more water is to stick your finger down in the depth, oops, a little further, down in here and see. And for me, it is actually quite dry, so I'm going to add some water in here, and you can do that every day or so if you're watching your plants to see whether or not they're too dry, need to have some water. Just stick your finger in there and see if you can feel, because sometimes the top layer will look dry, but right underneath is where the dampness is, and we don't want to overload our plants with water because then they'll drown. See, I've got a bunch more pots I need to clear out here, and we can put those, maybe some more herbs, maybe I'll just buy some more tomatoes and see how it goes. But they're, at this point in time, they are on their way to glory, which for me, in my viewpoint, is salsa, right? We need some tomatoes and tomatillos and wonderful salsa. All right, so we have, for our procrastination challenge, right? If we're dealing with procrastination right now, our first step was, if you're dealing with overwhelm, which is my way, my particular brand of procrastination is overwhelm, like seeing this whole garden. I gotta tend to that. I need to plant the tomatoes in the patio. I need to tend to the herb bucket that my son gave me. And I also bought some hanging plants. That's a lot, right? So, okay, break it down in chapters, in small doses. So we work on the patio. Last night we worked on the patio. Okay, our next step hopefully is going to be in the garden. And then we'll work on the stuff on the inside, because we don't have to worry about the sunlight there. We can do that at any point in time. So we're going to do those next time. We'll have 2 more gardening videos in this series. For me, I have got surgery day after tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll be able to get to that. I'm going to work as hard as I can tomorrow, hopefully bring you another video, but I might have to wait maybe just a couple of days. So in the meantime, if I have the strength and the energy, we might end up doing a review of Valentina's treasures between now and the completion of this gardening series. But we'll be coming back because we're going to check on our plants and see how everything goes. And before I sign off, of course, please make sure to like and subscribe to support the channel. Share it with a friend if they need some gardening help, or if they just need some help getting through procrastination. Definitely share it with a friend, right? Help to support the channel. So that's it for me, race fans. I'll see you next time. And here's hoping you're never caught out of bacon. See you next time.